Yay!
Transmission has begun. We may now shift gears.
It's so nice to open the inventory tab and not have it be immediately a million things.
Yeah.
And the actions tab. It's so nice to
To
not
have
have to
nothing?
look.
I don't think there's anything on your actions tab yet. I think I have to fill those in.
There's some things.
Oh, the automated class things, right? Those are there. Oh,
I
that's
will talk
neat.
to you about those later. But
Oh, wow. They populated more things than I realized. They've been making this tool a lot better while I wasn't paying attention. So that's nice. That's always fun. Hooray. But yeah, we going now. So
Yeah.
that is fun.
what a great first roll for you, buddy.
Set the tone. Set the tone.
No, that means Diana picks someone to make them recap.
I guess this means that each of you gets 2 rolls. So just think of it like advantage or disadvantage, depending.
Yeah. Oh, Diana's a 20. Oh, never mind. That doesn't matter.
I think Mishka should recap.
I mean, Mishka showed up halfway through the episode, so he wouldn't know what happened before he showed up.
Fine. You know what? Okay.
And also,
Penelope.
nobody. I was about to say nobody was privy to Penelope's conversation aside from Penelope.
So we're gonna pretend that I did not say that.
I mean, Mishka will recap if he really wants.
No.
Ate a lot of good eggs and hash browns.
Oh no. Okay, I've made
He's
a
good.
choice. It's good. It's pancake.
He's
Okay.
made of Waffle House.
Okay, I'm gonna take a sip of water really quick. All right, my Penelope voice is gonna sound a little weird today. My throat is still feeling a little weird. But here's what happened. So we went back to the church, and Giles was there, and he's like, "Hey guys, what's up? I got your letter." And Penelope is like, "Yay! I'm so glad the mom postal service is working." Except she didn't say that out loud. So it boils down to Jonas is going to take Penelope and Johni and Morgan to meet the Department of Lore Master. He shared information about the Botany Master and how apparently they're psychopaths. And then Morgan was like, "Wait, hold up, I gotta make a phone call." Except it's not a phone; it's just water. She and Nimue had a splashy argument. And then we went to Waffle House to find some mercenaries. I really just wanted to say that sentence out loud. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, where else are you gonna find them?
Exactly. It's where they keep all the good ones. Yeah, so they went to Waffle House, and Morgan had this little like ball of water that went and tracked down Mishka and Bjorn, who are mercenaries under Nimue's service. Mishka's like big burly man, bear man.
You were tempted.
I tempted. And then found it, and Bjorn is like, I assume that Bjorn is the Waffle House chef or one of the Waffle House chefs.
Absolutely the Waffle House chef.
But yeah, this motherfucker works at Waffle House in
Fuck
Dream
yeah.
Haven. I have so many questions, and none of them are, about the contents of the menu. And then, they did some quick introductions, and then They went back to the church, and Team Diplomacy stepped through the portal with Jonas. And then everybody else was like, all right, cool, let's go to the hotel so we can rest. And they ended up at the Four Seasons Residuum, which is literally just like an elven tree hotel thing that they can adjust the rooms to be like each of the four seasons. I'm pretty sure that was all of it. I'm pretty sure.
And it's got some
yeah.
tourism information about Dream's End. There's a big snake circling the outer sea. Some kind of wandering army. Pirates. Yeah.
That
Woo!
old thing. Yeah, you got yourself a
And
good
then
old-fashioned party split.
Penelope and Johni were the only ones that would have recognized Piers, probably, because Morgan hasn't met him, and Bjorn and Mishka haven't met him. Piers was there, talking to some lady.
Did we get that far?
Yeah, like they teleported, and then the DM said that Piers was there talking to some lady, and then
And that's where we left off.
that's
That
where
was
we
where
left.
that story left off. Yeah.
Oh, I thought. Huh.
I have a note that says Piers is here, so
Cool.
You know, stuff.
Gee.
Oh, wow. Much welcome, new feature. It auto-refreshes the directory of images. I like that. I like that in a thing. Hooray.
Ooh.
But yeah, so given the groups decided that I guess team masters and servants is taking a nap, and team like emissary, I guess. Well, I don't know. Come up with team names later. It'll be on the test. Um,
Yeah.
but team with Penelope and new friends. Um, we'll pick up with that group first, and then we'll see what do. So yeah, you step through a portal, and you find yourselves at a very nice beach house at the
That's
ocean.
okay.
And here at the beach house, I'm going to give you a little more detail now because I think I shorted it a little bit last time. So you're at the ocean, and here at the ocean, you see a big old beach house. And given a moment to look around, you notice that yes, Pierce is here. Also, like it seems that Pierce is currently talking to a woman who is sitting on a folding chair in the sun, and Pierce is not on a folding chair. He is standing there. And looking around, you can see there are some people that are moving things around. Um, Oddly enough, it looks like they're moving things out of this beach house. um, they have boxes of all sorts, cases, things that look like they maybe correspond to equipment, whether that equipment is um, scientific, magecraft, who knows? They're big. They kind of look like road cases, as Penelope would recognize them. Um,
Yeah.
they're big things designed for moving fragile things as safely and quickly as possible. But they
Right.
seem to be moving things out of this building and to the outside area. Um, but yes, also of note, as you look around, um, the ocean is behind you. You appear to have appeared on the beach, and in front of you, sitting on a chair. I will show you a picture because I didn't show you a picture last time because the mystery was more fun. So,
Woo.
wish there was a way now because I could do it before to share a picture without it giving you the name, but it doesn't matter because you're going to hear the name in a minute anyway. So, picture.
Woo.
Whoa.
That's
Yeah.
Penelope's mom's name.
Yo, Serafina.
Yeah.
Do what?
I was like, that's Penelope's mom's name.
It sure is. I thought you'd enjoy that.
I'm amused.
Like, but not the rum, right?
No, not the
Okay.
rum.
No, rum is a family name in the mage world. I don't know if anyone in the present group knows enough about Clock Tower to be able to identify that name.
I had a moment because I genuinely forgot that her name wasn't Mint Julep. I'm like, oh, like Mint Julep, Serafina rum. No, her name is Mint Honey Blossom. I'm just a jerk.
Still funny. But yeah, so that's the woman who is currently sitting up and enjoying the sun, apparently, while a bunch of people are moving out of a beach house behind her. And she sees a lot of you arrive, and she waves you over. And as she does so, Pierce looks up. He seems to be more surprised that you're here. And he recognizes Penelope and Johni from this group, and he
Mhm.
waves as well.
Penelope waves back and then starts walking forward, and she's like, before they get too close, she's going to motion to Mishka and Bjorn to like lean down because they're so fucking tall.
Mishka basically has to sit on the ground.
He is very large.
He is very tall.
And this next part is whispering, but I'm not gonna whisper. She's like, okay, just real quick before we get close enough for introductions. The guy with the white hair is Pierce. Be careful. Or just be cautious. I don't know who this person with the purple hair.
Ah, he is mage, yes?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Duly noted.
But yeah. And then she
God, I
says,
forgot how much of a dork Pierce is.
yeah.
I haven't looked at his art
And
in a
then
while.
she gives Morgan the same info just for Morgan's benefit as well. And then she's gonna keep moving forward.
That's the one you said melts elementals?
Yep.
All right then. Good to know.
Drinks them like a really weird smoothie.
He is bad man.
Yep.
Noted. Kind of just cracks his knuckles.
Diplomacy.
It's like, I'm here to be diplomatic. Ooh, I got a couple of knuckle cracks out of that. But yeah, so she's gonna give Morgan that information and then continue on.
Oh God, I suck. That's why it's funny. Apparently, I spelled his name both ways when I made the files, so it's not just you who's confused about how to spell his name. I apparently messed up at one point too, because I have both spellings of his first name on two different image assets.
Oh no.
Well, that's funny. But anyway, yeah, let's just get his picture up here.
One is his clock tower name, the other is his civilian name when he's trying to blend in.
Let's just correct it now. That's not the correct spelling. I just made a mistake in the name. So let's fix
So wait,
this.
Pierce is not correct, and it is Piers.
Yeah, it's Piers.
Yeah.
Like multiple wooden things that extend
Yes.
out into the ocean. Piers. Okay. Not as good for joking about stabbing. I do not like this.
You can still do it. I believe in you. All right. So yeah, it automatically updates those, but it doesn't.
I'll never forgive him
It
for
makes
being
them a separate instance. What the hell? Whatever, game. Anyway, here he is now. I don't know how to change his spelling anymore because they changed the way images work entirely. But yeah, that's him. Just for reference, this is the dude.
Cool.
He sees all of you coming in, and then as you're approaching, he says, "Love to chat with all of you, but apparently we have to move everything out, so I'm going to go tell the chairs what to do." And then he walks away. And as this happens, uh, the woman looks over um, at Jonas and nods, and he kind of visibly sighs, and then he follows Pierce in. And then she smiles to the lot of you and gestures to a number of beach chairs that are sitting out. Um, you don't need to do any special roll to count it. There's an exact number of them for the number of people you have.
Suspicious beach chairs. Yeah, so Penelope will go and she's gonna just be that bold person and take the chair right next to the crazy lady. The lady, purple hair.
The chair that is right next to her seems to be properly scaled for Penelope.
That's terrifying.
Hmm. You'll also notice that one of the chairs is very large, presumably for Mishka.
But yeah, so I assume everybody just takes a seat.
Yeah, Mishka's gonna sit in the chair that's properly sized for him. He's not gonna be weird.
Okay, yeah, everyone sits down, and the seating order appears to be um, the new lady. I guess you're gonna know in a moment that her name's Serafina, also. And then next to Serafina is Penelope, then Johni, then Morgan, then Bjorn, then Mishka at the other end.
That works.
Neat.
So, yep, as you sit down, um, she snaps her finger, and one of the little serving tables floats out, and it has drinks on it for each of you with little straws.
Oh,
It floats up to Penelope first.
she'll take a drink just to be, or she'll grab a drink off of the tray just to be polite, but she's not gonna drink it.
Fair. Don't worry, it's just water.
Thank you. I'm not thirsty right now, but I'll hang on to this for when I am.
No, no worries. I just thought you might want it in case you have to call your lady at some point.
Oh.
So everyone, welcome to the rapidly going out of business Department of Lore base. Just as a heads up, before anyone gets too comfortable, we are currently moving all of our things out because in about 28 minutes, she looks at her watch, 27 minutes, this base will probably be attacked by the Department of Botany. So we're just getting our stuff out of the way so that we'll be
Oh,
good and on our way before they get here.
Wait, how do you know that?
They're very predictable.
Uh,
I
um,
suspect their servant will be arriving soon. If you would like to see their servant, you are welcome to stick around, but we will not be here.
oh boy. Um, so, as jarring as that just was, so hi, I'm Penelope, but I think you probably already knew that.
My mistake, where are my manners? She stands up and she politely bows to the group. My name is Serafina Rum. I am from Clock Tower. I am a representative of the Department of Lore, as I'm sure you are all aware. And just to save on speculation, yes, I am one of the masters in this Grail War, and I am very eager to discuss I suppose you could call it an alliance, or at least the ceasefire proposed, while the issue of the butcher is dealt with. So
Yeah,
I'm glad you could make some time in what I'm sure is a very busy day to come visit us here.
it's not a big deal at all. Like I'm glad you've at least got some interest.
Oh, very much so. I'm sure that as the representative of the ruler in this Grail War, you're well versed in how things are going, but given I have a feeling that information is still hard to come by, I would like to, as a gesture of good faith, give you a bit of an update on where things are as I'm aware of it. And you can correct me if anything is wrong, I trust.
Sure.
Excellent. So, part of the appeal of working with you on this is that many of the masters in this Grail War have begun to pair off, and quite frankly, we don't want to be left alone as alliances form. Um, I'm sure you're aware that at least two of the masters, your traveling companions, I believe, are working together. Um, but also, something that may be less well known to you is that the Department of Botany has been speaking with the Einsburns.
Oh, I didn't know that actually.
Yes, it's something that we're a bit concerned about. The Einsburns have more experience with these Grail Wars than anyone else present, and we are worried that they have moved to making alliances because they have mutual interest with the Department of Botany, which are opposed to our own interests, of course. So given that, let's see, other information that might be helpful is, and she's just holding up her fingers like she's counting off the different servants in the Grail War. Um, so the dead apostle Inosh is allied with at least one master that we're aware of, but we don't know who it is either. Um, we don't believe it's botany. That wouldn't make a lot of sense for their goals. So my speculation is that they being the tree, has allied with uh, whoever has taken the place of the unfortunate late Edelfelt. So
Oh,
we are concerned that in a Holy Grail war with the butcher running roughshod over whatever he can once the terms that he's bound to are released, and the Einsburns allying themselves with the Department of Botany and with the two other remaining masters in alliance with one another, and whatever's going on with a psychopathic murder tree, we would be left out in the cold. So we are looking to make friends where we can. And I believe your friends are probably our most reasonable option, given, well, my associate Pierce speaks very highly of um, Iden Suncatcher. So I am sad that he could not be here, but on the same note, for obvious safety reasons, we could not exactly invite two masters into our presence so immediately without at
yeah,
least first discussing proper decorum.
yeah, of course. Um, is ac- I'm gonna go ahead and just like jump straight to this just to get it out of the way. So if this comes across as rude, I apologize, but like,
I understand we will be attacked shortly, so cutting to the
yeah,
point is appreciated.
yeah. Um, is your servant currently around?
My servant is present but not manifest. We are trying to save mana should conflict arrive early.
I mean, that's fair. But would it be possible for them to manifest just for a moment?
At present, I would prefer to keep their identity a secret.
Oh, I don't need to. Like, I don't need the identity.
Appearances give way to clues.
Mm, I mean, that's kind of true.
Does the identity of my servant concern you?
No, it's one of the things that I want to consider if we do end up, you know, having an alliance for now is I like to know, what kind of cards do I have in my deck, if that makes sense.
I can certainly respect that.
Yeah. And I I don't need, you know, I don't need their actual name. They can give me a nickname if they want. That's fine. Um, and some of the other servants I've already seen, they also have a way of disguising themselves. So if your servant is capable of that, then that's certainly an option for them as well.
How about we use the methodology devised by the Grail itself and simply refer to our servants by their classes?
That's okay.
Um,
Yeah,
are you comfortable speaking about the classes of your friends as well?
I can confirm one. I'm not so sure about the other.
Well, in the interest again of politeness, since I'm the one who is asking, my servant is the writer.
Oh,
Huh.
okay. That's good to know. Um, I know so far one of my traveling companions has an archer. I have no idea what the other one is.
It's very respectable. It's a powerful class.
Um, yeah. Um, but I mean, honestly, beyond that, I don't really know too much about them either.
That is understandable for the very same reason that I'm cautious. Once the identity of a servant is known, there's a great limitation to their strategic advantage. And of course, if the servant happens to have any known historical weaknesses, they would absolutely be exploited. So,
Yeah. Um,
but yes, I have the rider servant, and my servant is present but currently not manifest.
okay.
Based on the
Well,
information available to me, the servant that will be attacking us shortly is one of the knight classes. So if your friend has the archer, then we will be dealing with the saber or the lancer should we stick around for too long.
oh boy. Okay. Whew. Um, okay, then yeah, let's not make this go on too long because I don't want to get stabbed today. Um,
A noble goal.
yeah, I think it's a good one. Um,
Today or any day?
I mean, any day would be preferable, but today is kind of the part that I'm a little worried about right now.
Mishka, make sure you no get stabbed.
Thanks, Mishka.
We do
Oh,
have a no stabbing policy in this family.
cool.
Oddly specific.
um, but yeah,
Yes.
so, huh?
Oh, you were saying something? Sorry.
Uh, so, you said your name was Serafina, right?
Yes, that is my name, at least within the clock tower. I am Seraphina Ram.
At least within Clock Tower.
Uh, there are many names, but that is the one that I go by in clock tower. Um, if you would be interested in knowing a bit more, I would be happy to share something with you that may make you a little more willing to work with me.
Sure.
She leans over to whisper something at you,
Ah,
so I'm gonna do
I would
that.
like to listen in.
no.
I mean, everyone is welcome to roll perception should they wish to listen in.
Ah,
Mishka is nosy.
yes.
Perception. Oh no.
Makes
Just
sense.
Nosy,
because.
but not very perceptive.
I'm mostly just rolling because I can now.
That's fair. All right. Do. Oh, doing this by languages is messy because I haven't set up all of your languages. All right, I'm just gonna do normal messaging.
Wait, are you talking to me?
No, your languages are fine. I mean for the two of them. whose
Yeah.
Oh,
sheets don't have
geez.
languages set up, so it won't really work for secreting.
Oh, mine are in there.
Oh, yours are in there? Okay.
Yeah, I see them in the bar.
Okay, I didn't remember if I'd put those in or not.
I put
Oh,
so I
if
had to
you did
put
that
them in
also works.
manually,
Got it.
like
I
in the
have, yeah, I have one that just says choice, which I'm assuming I can just.
Yeah, you could just
yeah,
type a
I
language
put it
in.
in the languages section, so I don't know if it'll actually pop it off because they weren't there, but it's in the bar, so I would assume it would.
Okay. Got it. Okay. That
We'll
makes
find
it
out.
more fun. All right, let's
We
go through the
find
drop down, find languages that make sense. Like I could just use the actual messaging function, but for some reason languages make it more fun.
it do, it do.
All right. So first off, I'm going to type what some of you can hear. All right, first test. As far as I'm aware, yep, only understood by Penelope. So here is a thing for you.
Yay.
All right.
Insert soothing ocean noises in the background.
So
Who is
soothing.
that one meant to be for? Or is that still Penelope?
Oh.
Okay.
All right, so that one's for you. Now I'm going to put them around for other people.
See if this works.
Gonna find out together.
Testing.
All right, so those are both just you. Cool.
Gotcha.
And finally,
Yeah.
Ooh.
oh, it's because, got it. I think I have to manually refresh that. Okay, so because Mishka's language did not exist in the system when I launched it, it's not on my dropdown. So I'm going to just message you that one directly in Discord. All right.
Okie dokie. You just hears like ghosts crying or something.
Oh my god.
It'll tilt off in the distance.
Excellent. Okay, so people have heard what they've heard, and then she sits back and sits down on her seat. Don't know if that actually helps you any or not, but again, putting a lot of cards out on the table, trying to provide information is about the best that I can do right now.
Oh no, that actually was pretty helpful. And I appreciate you sharing that. Like
I
that's
am of the mindset that if I'm going to be seeking an alliance with anyone, I need to be willing to share what I have for the moment. The stakes are too high to play gamesmanship where unnecessary. But again, cutting to the chase, like what we would like to do is we would like to provide some assistance with
mhm.
your butcher situation. And then, provided that goes well, we would like to do what we can to address additional concerns. We would like your assistance. And I think this is something that, um, again, this may be more of an offer for your friends. I'm not sure where the ruler stands on this issue, but we consider the butcher to be an immediate problem. We
Right.
consider the large dead apostle tree forest slowly encroaching across the continent to be a very real problem that will need to be addressed
Uh-huh.
for our objectives. And we consider the situation regarding the Department of Botany and the Einsburns, if they are in fact in an alliance, to be a very large overall threat that we would like assistance with. We do not want to see either of them win.
And she's gonna lean a little closer to Serafina for this, but she's gonna be like, I mean, truth be told, I don't either. Like,
Based on our understandings of their objectives, the Einsburns are still seeking the same thing they've always sought,
yeah,
and the Department of Botany is working on transitioning humanity to the next step so that they can leave the world behind. And I could see how those goals would be in alignment, but as someone who does not want to see the world we live on destroyed so that a small portion of humanity can escape it, we have other goals here. And we do not want to see what happens when people like that get a wish.
yeah, I mean, of course. Um, yeah, I mean, since since I am the ruler's field assistant, I do need to check in with them at some point. Um, just, out of fairness. But I I agree that that's not gonna like they don't need to be they don't need to win this war. There's too much at stake, and just hitting the eject button, so to speak, is not the answer.
Glad we're in agreement. And
Um,
as you're talking, you notice that more and more of those like cases are floating out to the beach in front of the beach house. And in fact, a large number of heavy furniture are also floating out. And Jana seems to be like waving a stick at them, very much like Mickey Mouse and Fantasia, to get them to leave. And he looks very bored and tired as he does this, but it seems to be the fastest way to get things out. Staff are also helping, but they seem kind of jealous of the fact that he can just float things out, whereas they have to physically carry things out.
Do
oh
you
no.
have a new base, way to contact where you be, or are you still searching for operations?
Oh, this is a burner base. We didn't expect it to last very long. We just wanted to have a starting point at the beginning of the war, and we wanted it to be somewhere that was a bit remote so that should someone decide that they want to come after us, they can waste all of their time getting here. And when they get here, we won't be here anymore, and they'll then have to waste that much more time getting back.
Hmm. Hmm. I assume you'll have ways to coordinate between, and he just kind of points at like Penelope and her, like Seraphina, contact meeting locations, yes, if alliance is to be had.
Oh yes, we are very much planning to be in communication. Uh, I have an ally who is setting up a communication network in this area, and hopefully once that is in place, this will get a bit smoother. But for now, we are relying on apparently letters. She gestures to um, the letter that is still kind of awkwardly. I guess no, at this point Penelope has it because it was handed back to Penelope, so Penelope has the letter. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so she gestures to the letter, but also yes, we are quite proficient in sending and other such methods, but The hope is that soon enough, and she pulls out a mobile phone and taps it, the network will be in place.
Woo! Okay, we've got to trade phone numbers.
Oh, don't worry. Hold on, I'll send you a local text. And she taps something on it, and then you get a message on your phone.
Woo! She
It
opens it up.
it apparently is a number.
She's
It
gonna
went
dial
over
the
to
number on her phone while making direct eye contact. Just like, this probably
Uh,
isn't gonna work because the network is not available.
when you do that, Serafina holds her phone up and it vibrates.
Sweet. Okay.
The
Well, now
the
you have
range is
my
very
number.
short right now, but in due time it should hopefully be larger.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. I like that. Well, now we have each other's number. Um. So when that is up and running, yay. That'll make things a lot faster.
I should hope so. Sending is not the most efficient use of mana.
It really isn't. Like I.
Reliable, but not efficient.
Yeah. Hmm. So unrelated to this. Well, I guess it's kind of unrelated, but more about. So you're part of the lore department, right?
Yes.
Okay. Um, what was your area of study?
Mine?
Like, what are you researching? If you don't
My
mind me asking.
my area of study is the transition from the Age of Gods to the Age of Man, specifically. I've been looking into the decline of the gods following I suppose, I'm specifically interested in the key events that led to the decline of the gods. Some trace it back to the events of Gilgamesh and Enkidu. Some instead relate it to the fall of Camelot. It seems to vary region to region. Morgan
Hmm.
takes a sip of her water.
uh Bjorn's gonna kind of pipe up as well. Seeing as we have maybe less than 20 minutes as well, and you know botany is coming for you. You do know who the botany master is. Yes.
I have my theories, but I don't know.
Spitball.
I have a few ideas, but I'm not entirely certain. The botany has done a very good job of keeping their secrets.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
It just makes it does not know enemy master. Coming for that ass. Just see him like scribbling away with his finger. He's like on his little like
Taking notes on his fucking order pad.
yes, it's on. You see his take his face. He's just like da 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 da. Like he looks like he's just pretend drawing some notes onto his notepad. Like he's just looking all official over here.
Oh my god.
Flips it back, tucks it into his like pocket.
If you'd like a copy of the conversation for later, I'm sure we could provide you with a recording.
Oh no, already taken care of. It's fine. I already wrote notes. Just empty like page.
So these are beach like sunning chairs that we're sitting on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Mishka at some point has just laid back and produced a pair of sunglasses out of nowhere. It's just getting
Oh
some
my
sun,
god. I
taking
like
off his
to imagine
coat.
Bjorn's been standing the whole time because I never said he sat down. He's just like
that's up to you.
vibing. Yeah, Bjorn's just standing there. Mishka's just vibing. It's all good.
His hands behind his head. If you look really closely at where his t-shirt cuts off, you can see the barest hint of a tattoo.
Oh my god.
on both arms.
Oh, jeez.
Your pun is noted.
Bare arms.
Have right bare arms.
Oh, God. Okay, so shit. Now I don't remember what I was saying.
You were asking about the area of
Yeah,
study.
yeah. Um. So, how exactly are you studying that? Like, are you?
Well, for starters, we have been trying to get in touch with people who have firsthand accounts of that. Um, I'm sure you're aware, based on your own information, that the reverse side of the world exists and that there are much older beings there who experience the decline of the age of gods firsthand.
Uh-huh.
And we have been doing what we can to make contact and, where possible, exchange information with that side of the world. Um, I'm sure your companion over there is a wealth of information herself. Gestures to Morgan.
Penelope just glances over at Morgan to see like the expression on her face right now.
Somehow Morgan also has sunglasses and is just laying back.
Um, I, she might be a good source.
Would love
Um,
to interview her at a time that works better for you, of course, but for now, most of my research is involved trying to open communication with the reverse side of the world, especially in light of these bubbles appearing. We've tried to send signals through, which was not especially effective. Uh, for a time, we were literally throwing notes through them to see what would make it through, and see if anything on the other side would throw notes back. At times they did, but many of the things that came back through were short-lived.
hmm. Um, I mean, like I've had pretty decent success contacting the reverse side of the world.
I suspect that you may have more connections there than we do in the diplomatic sense.
I mean, yeah, it does make it significantly easier. Like it's almost like getting a phone call from a friend versus getting a spam call.
I believe that would be an appropriate metaphor. Yes,
Yeah.
we have made many attempts, but some of our attempts at speaking with the other side have been limited by language. Some of them have been limited by responsiveness. At one point, we spent several hours communicating with a tree before we determined that the tree was not, in fact, sentient, but we weren't sure. Um, you can't really make a lot of assumptions when dealing with the reverse side of the world,
I mean, that's true.
but we have had some conversations. We've successfully interacted with uh, some fairies. We've interacted with um, a faunus. We've spoken with a few entities recent enough that they could understand us, but to really understand what happened a long time ago was very difficult. We would like to know what specifically made humanity special as the dominant species. There are plenty of arrogant human assumptions about it, but we would
Mhm.
like to hear it from others because I don't believe it's a simple case of uh, humanity successfully introduced science and it just took off because science is not a unique concept. There were many rules for how the world works before that. for whatever reason, humanity and its aspect of Alaya have taken over, and it has been to the detriment of phantasmal species of all sorts. And we would like to know how that came to be and what can be done to perhaps remedy this a bit. As I'm sure you're all aware, my associate Pierce is a rather large fan of phantasmal species, and his enthusiasm aside, we do want to know more about the reverse side of the world and our side of the world and this world of Dream's End. Like, we want to understand how all of this works. Like, if most mages pursue the root, and we feel like the root is impossible through simply the lens of human arrogance.
Hmm. Now, here's a question. I know you're trying to determine like what exactly made the transition from the age of gods to the age of man happen, but like, don't you think some of it's best left as a mystery?
It's a bit of a complicated concept because obviously the decline of mystery worked well in humanity's favor, but one of the things that we want to understand is how much can the world support reason and mystery at the same time?
Yeah.
Because we would definitely like to see more mystery once we've hit the limitations of reason. But the more we understand about the world, the more control we have over elements of it. And giving up that control is very difficult when, case in point, if you go back sufficiently far, the gods were not kind to one another, let alone other species. And being completely at the mercy of the gods was absolutely horrifying.
Yeah.
But on the same note, the gods were beings that were capable of things that are beyond humanity. And as the world looks right now, it doesn't have much time left. And if the return of mystery and ceding some amount of human dominance is necessary to address these problems, then we want to see by how much and by what means that could be possible. Humanity has split the atom, humanity has cracked the genome, humanity is reaching a point where their understanding of the world is so nuanced that mystery is not entirely gone, but it is beyond the grasp of the common human. The people that dig deep into physics and chemistry still find things that are impossible to understand. You would be hard pressed to find a human who can actually just explain gravity. They know what it does, they know how to observe it, but they don't know how it works. They just know that it works. And there's still faith in that. But the more we understand, the more things break down, the more limited our capacity to address the bigger fundamental problems. Like, we've taken it as a given that the world will die, that the materials will be harvested, the resources will go out, the planet will heat, and the world will die. And quite honestly, that's not a legacy that I would like my species to have.
Yeah, no. Not a great one.
There are longer lived species than mine, but my understanding is that the elves and the others with such long lifespans, the druids who will see the world to the end, spend much time in discussion and little time in action.
That's the fucking truth.
So we in the Department of Lore are looking for ways to address this. Like, part of the reason that we brought on our friend Pierce is because he is studying energy. He is studying the conversion of elements, and by extension, Pierce is capable of doing a lot that he doesn't understand himself with his own body. Really, the person who brought you here, Jonas, has been studying specifically how energy moves between worlds. We feel that the reverse side of the world has mana, and our side of the world has mana. And the amount of mana on one side is very dense, and the amount on the other side is very shallow. And then this place where we are now, she gestures up at the cloudy, watery sky. This place has some strange mixture where it's possible for creatures of very different mana needs to survive. Looks back over at Morgan for a second and then back to you. And if we can find the balance, perhaps there is a way that we can actually reunite both sides of the world with appropriate mystery, appropriate balance of mana, in such a way that we no longer have to have the ruins of dragons and the blight that is the world around us ripping open, or the collapse of the world as we see it. Um, some of the people that I'm affiliated with have been putting a lot of work into getting everyone on the same page about this. Based on my understanding of some of your recent speeches, this is not a foreign concept to you either, and I'm hoping that beyond the scope of this Grail War, assuming we are not all murdered by one another, that we can find a solution to stop the bleeding, but beyond that, have a next step. I have no desire to see the world die on my watch, and at present, I am in a position where I can try to do something about it.
Very true. Um, she's gonna check the time and be like, "So, how much time do we have now?"
She looks at her watch again. I'd say we've got about 9 more minutes.
Okay. Um.
We'll only need a few to get out, so we still have time.
Oh, yeah. Um. I figure we can hash out like complete details about the alliance later, but I mean, if you're in, I'm happy to have you on board. Um. Oh, sorry, the sniffle was not part of the conversation there. Huh. Um. Yeah. If you guys are in, that's fantastic. And the fact that you're also interested in dealing with the Einosh problem is also good.
We've actually been putting together a bit of a plan for taking down Einosh. It's
Oh yeah?
not an unknown problem, but the logistics of it are a bit troubling. Um, I'm not sure how familiar you are with the forest proper, not simply its children. But the biggest
Mm.
issue is that the entire region that it inhabits is actively drained of mana, and we can't send in much of anything without it getting drained immediately. We are concerned that an attempt to enter the forest by a servant would result in the servant being drained and diminished into nothingness, which creates an unfair situation if the forest has elected to allow one servant to survive there. Attempts at channeling mana in the area are unlikely to succeed based on previous manifestations of the forest, and attempts at getting close to it have proven dangerous. That said, we actually do have a few tricks that we think might work with the right circumstances. For starters, the tree itself, like Einosh is a forest, but within the forest, there is ultimately a core. It is a core tree, and this tree is the tree that bears the fruit of Einosh. And in order to properly defeat such a tree, we have to introduce the concept of an ending to it. And we feel the best way to do that would be for someone to get to the tree bearing the fruit, remove the fruit from it, signifying the passage of the old to the new, and destroy the core tree. And in order for that to happen, someone would have to, without aid of mana, travel through the entire murderous forest and avoid the servant that presumably would be allowed to reside there without the aid of their own servants. Now, we think that we could create a bit of a stabilization using Pierce's unique ability of energy conversion and, in essence, have the forest attempting to take the mana and Pierce taking it back. Now, this puts him in an awkward position because he'll have to use his entire focus on that, which means we can't just send him in by himself to do this. Others would have to do all the work, but he could at least limit the amount that the forest can drain. And if we can do this successfully with the spatial manipulation abilities of Jonas, we may be able to find the core and get a small number of people within the bubble that Pierce can manage to the core of the forest to actually attempt at seizing the fruit and destroying the tree.
That sounds like a pretty solid plan, I'm not gonna lie.
It's making a lot of assumptions, of course, but
Well, yeah.
we feel that is the most effective way to do this. And we are hoping that if the battle with the butcher goes well and we've learned to properly work together,
Hmm.
that a group of us could make it to the core and understanding the substantial risk to like my own people on this, perhaps others who are less reliant on mana, as well as a few, I would assume servants, but that may be too much. We've not experimented. I've not sent my own servant in to test this theory. I guess it would depend on the confidence and bravery of the individuals willing to do this. Um, but we could try. Like the first challenge is, of course, going to be determining where to enter, because um, Jonas, while fully capable of amazing feats of portals, needs to know where to go. And then it will probably take several jumps to find where the core is as it moves. But once the core is identified, the team would then have to act quickly to destroy it before it destroys them, and also before the forest can move again. So perhaps the butcher will be a good test run for our cooperation.
Yeah.
Bjorn is just looking down at his little watch. We may need to move soon.
I
We'll
agree.
be fine.
This is rather good information, though.
Yeah.
I have many questions. We'll ask later.
Yeah.
Big Bear will answer many questions for me. Yes.
Yes.
Boss Bear, sorry.
I was
Not Big
like,
Bear.
Oh.
Boss Bear.
I'm the tiniest fucking bear.
Boss Bear will answer many questions for me. Yes.
I will answer what I can.
Boss Bear.
Don't worry about it.
Yes, this is Big Bear. I am also Bear. This is Boss Bear. All bears.
So many bears.
So many bears.
Too many bears. So one last question, and then I guess we'll all have to split from here. Has anyone from your group ever successfully made it to the reverse side of the world?
Oh, yes. We have visited on a few occasions. Very short-lived, of course.
How were you able to achieve that?
We've put together, through a bit of trial and error, we've built suits that allow us to create our own world. I suppose the closest thing to it would be, are you familiar with the concept of a reality marble?
Yeah.
So a reality marble allows you to take your inner world and superimpose it over the world around you. Well, what we've done is we've created uh, a pair of suits, one for each gender, that allow us to reinforce the world that we are inhabiting with our own selves to effectively cut out the additional mana that would overwhelm someone in the reverse side of the world. It's a bit insulated. You don't really get the full level of comfort that visiting it in the flesh would be. Like, there's a lot between the person wearing the suit and the world. It's kind of like a space suit, I suppose. Like, you're seeing it through a barrier that's meant to keep you alive, but you can't touch. And
Right.
it is difficult to hear, but it is a thing. And we've used that to make a few visits.
So I have a friend who is interested in trying to go to the reverse side of the world. I don't think she'd be up for that, though.
It is quite an experience to go. I've only went once myself. It's dangerous, obviously. You're
Yeah.
entering a place that follows different rules, and you're in a place that you don't belong in, which means reality around you pushes you back. My understanding is that servants have a similar experience visiting here.
Oh,
The Holy Grail provides them with enough mana and a vessel to last for the duration of the ritual, but servants do not linger once it's over because the world has decided that things that are dead or things that it considers to be myth should not exist, and it pushes them away.
hmm. I'll I'll have to introduce you to. I think I think she might get something good out of talking to you guys at least.
Happy to meet your friend.
Yeah, funnily enough, she's also Clock Tower.
Oh, interesting. Which
Yeah,
department is she from?
uh, Department of Creation.
I know a few people there. We may have met before.
Oh, um, who do you know?
In creation?
Yeah.
I know the head of creation.
Uh-huh.
I'm guessing your friend is not the head of creation.
No, no.
That is very fair. Admittedly, it's more of an aristocratic thing. I may not actually know your friend, but um, yes, I've met the I should have remembered how to pronounce this before I tried to say it. Clock tower names are dumb.
Yeah, get that pronunciation guide.
Well, I'm reading the katakana
Oh no.
because I don't trust the romanization very well. I hate when they try to do foreign names. It's a mess.
Come on, buddy. Come on. Oh, my clumsy
All
little
right, well, I'm going to say it wrong because it's the thing that I can pronounce.
Okay.
So, um, yes, I'm mostly familiar with Lord Valueletta. She's quite a woman. In the meta, she's a thing that appears in case files because everyone's a thing that appears in case files.
She's not the kimono lady.
No. She's the old lady who watches over the graduation ceremony in the last episode who like appears randomly because they were shoehorning in as many character designs as they could.
Of course.
Yeah, she's the boss of creation.
Yeah.
Hey. Um. Hold on. Wow, that is a really fucked up name. I just looked it up.
Mm.
What?
I just looked up the name
Oh
because
yeah.
I don't remember how it was spelled, so I was like, I'll just pull it up, and then I'm like,
Yeah. I will
oh,
type it in the chat just so that everyone can see the mess that I'm looking at.
right. It's like, oh my word. Okay. Valualetta?
Valueletta, in the katakana, it's
Bar
Bariureta, and it's just like,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, like that doesn't really work. I have a feeling that was probably supposed to be like Violetta or something, and it just got horribly transformed. But yeah,
Whew.
yeah, it's weird. Anyway, she's a neat lady, but that's the person that Serafina knows. So
Okay.
she seems to be very well connected in the clock tower hierarchy, but maybe doesn't know people a little bit lower down the street. You get the impression that that was maybe more of a flex than it was really a reasonable chance that you knew who she was talking about.
Yeah. She's like, hold on, let me just flex this social muscle. Um,
Good. Oh, my hand.
like, maybe it would be helpful if I just ask who, if you knew this person specifically. Do you know anyone named Diana?
Let me make her roll for that. Roll for Diana. I believe so. Not well, but I believe she was one of the many students in Clock Tower that was given a bit of leeway in her downtime.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Um, But yeah, I'll be sure to introduce you to at some point.
Be happy to meet her.
Yeah. Um. Okay, so now that we've at least had a quick chat, I know where to find you. Or not where. I know how to find you, and you know
Yes,
how to go.
I'm confident that we'll be in touch. Do you have a plan for when you will be dealing with the butcher?
Mm-hmm.
Um, relatively soon. Um, I know from what it sounds like, my two travel buddies they're working on something that's supposed to help weaken Einosh. So it's gonna be after that.
That is a very noble goal.
Yeah. Um,
1 second, and she pulls out a piece of paper and scribbles something on it, and then reads what she wrote. Well, it would appear that if you're looking for where the butcher will be, in about a day and a half, he will be attacking a village of cats.
um, where are you getting your information?
I pay attention.
You pay attention?
I'm a divination mage.
Oh. Oh. Um, she's just gonna look at her and just she's gonna lean a little close and like point at her eye, not point at Seraphina's eyes, but like Penelope's gonna point to her own eyes and like raise an eyebrow. Like she's not asking the question out loud, but trying to she's trying to ask without asking if Seraphina has mystic eyes.
Right?
Yeah.
Um, she sees what you're doing and she shakes her head.
Ah,
Nope, had to work for it.
fair enough. Um, okay. Um, all right. I'll reach back out to you once details are a little more set. But I mean, I'm glad we've got you guys on our side now.
I'm happy to be of assistance. I also hope that you'll help us with our issues down the road when botany eventually stops chasing shadows and starts striking out for real.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully I can figure out what the heck they're actually trying to pull here. I mean, aside from the obvious. Ugh. Um, and she's gonna turn to look at the rest of the group. Before we have to leave, do any of you have anything you want to ask or
We
add or
don't really have the time for that, it seems. Just like looks at Quack again. You're about to be attacked. Yes.
Mishka will ask many questions of Bossbear later. Mishka does not have enough context to ask
We
questions.
yes, like
Seraphina
Bjorn
later.
looks at Mishka and looks at boss lady is like, we need to leave, essentially. Like, we cannot get caught on fire.
As you're saying this, you notice that the crew moving all of the stuff out has placed everything on the center of the beach near you, and now Jonas has directed a rake to go in a circle around the lot of you.
Excellent.
He calls over to the lot of you. No, no, don't get up. Don't worry. I'm gonna bring everything with us. Though please stay in the circle unless you'd like to meet a lancer
Oh.
Oh.
or a saber. I don't know. I'm assuming.
Um.
Mishka is a little bit curious.
Mishka no. Mishka nay.
You are not my boss. She is my boss. And
Yes,
also
however, Mishka, we were told not to be here when servants here.
we were told not to fight servants. Mishka's eating something apparently.
Like,
That's
Misha,
fair.
where'd you get those snacks?
Looks back.
Backpack of holding.
Oh, okay. Let's teleport with these guys for now. I would love to figure out who this Department of Botany person is and who their lancer is.
Or saber.
Or saber.
Personally, I'm hoping to find out in a moment because we're going to disappear right as they arrive.
Oh, okay, okay.
Ooh,
This
like
is
this
how
one.
I'm getting information.
You know what? Fair.
Though I do appreciate your assistance with confirming that they don't have an archer because that would change our math tremendously.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. It would not be great.
And so, as if on cue, oh, look, I think that's them coming now. And anyone who wants to can roll perception because there is something coming across the ocean at you.
No, Mishka has perception because he's dumb.
Holy shit, Mishka. Oh,
I
he's
was
got the
about to say-
Iden curse. He's
Yeah.
got the Iden curse.
He's
No.
dumb as shit, so he's got a -1.
Oh.
Mishka sits up, takes off the glasses, tucks them into his bag.
Why did that? Oh, the two of us just have black dice. Okay, that scared me.
Yeah.
Like,
I
you
was like,
have,
whoa.
advantage? Dang.
That's what I was like, what?
I just haven't changed the dice color yet for Johni.
You're good. I gotta do that for Bjorn.
Mine were already this yellow, which I think is very funny. It's probably what I picked.
no way.
Would have picked for him.
Let's see.
I found fire dice.
Ooh, fuego.
All right.
Okay, so
I'm not rolling perception again, but I just want to roll this d20 and see what it does.
it fires.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are Johnny's dice.
Neat.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, a lot of you looking out over the water, you can see something is skipping across the water at you. It's hard to tell if they are running on the water or if they are simply popping up and down out of the water like a fish from this distance, but they're definitely disrupting the water around them. And they are very far away, but given that you can see them from here, they're looking kind of big. Like maybe in the neighborhood of Mishka big. Kind of burly, bit dark, like dark hair, darker skin, skipping across the water. And as they're closing the distance, uh, you can hear the chanting behind you of Jonas as he's activating this teleportation circle with all of you and all of the stuff on it. And right as the world is glowing around you, based on the rolls, Bjorn, Mishka, and Penelope can see something thrown from this figure on the water at great distance towards you. And just as you fade out, you can see that whatever that thing is, it's curved. And it looks like it is long and dangerous and curved. And then the glow dissipates, and you find yourselves and a bunch of beach sand and all of this other stuff on a different beach with another house that looks almost identical.
Amazing.
Hmm.
Can
So
I
the
make a
natural 20,
history check?
yeah, the natural 20 didn't get me much more than it's curved and dangerous looking.
Um, your natural 20 and
Which got
Bjorn's,
dropped to a 9.
which dropped to a 19, um, gave you the impression, and that like flash right before it got to you, that it's long, it is curved, and it seems to be, from the flash that you saw of it, it didn't look like it was made of metal. It was glimmering, but it didn't look like it was made of metal. Bjorn, with your 23 edging out a little bit over that, it looked like it might be made of bone.
Okay, yeah, because I was gonna ask if I could roll a history on like just generalized things that remind me of that shape as like weapons, but that is up to you. Just like, dude just threw something at me. What the fuck is this?
Uh, so you're just trying to determine like what weapons could be like that?
Yeah, just in general, what kind of weapons?
Um, yeah, you could do a history check on that.
Ooh.
I'll also roll. I might get a natural 20.
Sure.
Yeah, I know.
I'm also gonna roll just because Penelope would want to start thinking like, okay, what do I know from like,
Mm-hmm.
or does this ring a bell with like any myths or anything that I know about?
Yeah. It's not immediately coming to mind for Penelope. I'd
Nope.
have to muse on that for a little bit. Um, uh, Mishka, you don't think that that sounds like a very effective weapon. Like, why would you throw a curved thing at someone? That's silly. Um, and Bjorn, you get the impression that
I deal with bones. Let's go.
like whatever that weapon is, it's curved in such a way that it's more like a hook. So it could be
Hmm.
more of a glaive. It could be more of like a, a halberd, but none of these being the traditional way that those work. Um, like it's curved too much to be a glaive, in total honesty.
Yeah.
Um, it kind of reminds you of like a hooking weapon that might be used to like drag people off of horses or to double as a scaling weapon.
Well, that's why I was like, when you said it looked like a hook, I was thinking like fishing hook? Question mark? Because like I don't know, like something with hook. That's just my first thought.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, it is
Sure.
actually kind of like a fishing hook or a cane too. Like it could be,
The man fishes his own fresh shit. Like he has deboned things. He has made food. He's like, is this what I think it is?
like a hook would definitely also fall under this criteria. Like, keeping in mind the thing that you're seeing was thrown at you by a servant, so you didn't exactly get a freeze frame to make it out. You're just going off the
Hmm.
shape and the fact that it didn't glisten like
Yeah.
metal.
Yeah,
So
just as a chef, he's just like, this motherfucker just threw a fishing hook at us. Like,
One of the catalysts from Van-Fem's boat was a hook,
hmm
but I didn't write anything else down about it other than it was a hook.
Huh.
Hmm. Well, I guess we'll go have to go back to that episode.
Hey.
I'll
I
just do it
mean,
for a re-listen of the boat anyway.
yeah, like for what it's worth, if I recall correctly, that was won by, I think, the church.
I think so.
I
But
think the
then it
church
got
won that.
stolen by the Lupins
Yes,
anyway.
and then it was stolen
So,
by the Lupins anyway.
mhm.
But yeah, fun times.
Yay.
So, yep, you are now on a different beach outside somewhere else. Based on the glow in the sky, you're nowhere near where you were before, though. So Seraphina stretches and says, that'll probably take him the better part of a day to get back to wherever he came from. Keeps him busy. We've had to do this a few times, as you can tell. We're effectively
Yeah.
kiting him across the continent.
Ah,
So where are we now?
Right now, I'm going to pull up the map
Dumb.
because she's going to make a quick little illusion to give you an idea. So I'm going to share the map with everybody just for funsies. Bam, map.
Ah,
Bam,
damn it, man.
Merlin vision.
gasp.
Okay. So she's going to give you like a much cruder version of the map with an illusion because she didn't have the benefit of seeing the entire world from the back of a dragon the way you did. So, as you just casually do. But based on her much cruder version of the crescent, she's going to signify to you that the place where you were before was. Can I make simple shapes here? Add some pointers. Draw a circle. All right. So the place where you were before was in this region, and the place where you are now is in this region.
Jesus.
I don't see.
Go north, and then where the volcano is, outside on the ocean, go directly right.
Oh,
Oh. Dang.
A distance.
Oh,
so
that's really close to the North Temple.
yeah, and close to the North Temple, above that village, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Penelope could just do ascending. Shit, like meet you there, losers. Like, damn.
Aren't they going to the Southern
Oh,
Temple?
you're
Yeah,
right.
they're
It is
going to the
southern.
southern one. But
Wrong
yeah.
And then we're
temple.
going to the Northern Temple, yeah.
Damn it.
We'll meet you there, losers.
Yeah. I still need to talk to Morgan though. Ugh.
Yeah. Well, like as noted, Seraphina points out that like essentially they're forcing this servant to run back and forth across the continent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suspect that eventually he's going to stop doing that, but for now, seems to be working.
Do you know where he is coming from? Or is he just going back and forth between two locations?
We don't know where his actual base of operations is. Like now that we know that he's not an archer, presumably he's got to stop in with wherever his master is, as he would not be so independent as to do this on his own. So hopefully we have some time.
That's good.
As you can tell, there's no love lost between our departments.
No, I can't imagine there would be. That's good that we've got a little more time now then, I guess.
Yes, indeed.
Mm.
It'll take them a little bit to get the kitchen set up again, but happy to chat for a bit longer if you'd like.
Um, yeah, sure. Um, let me. I'm going to send a message really quick, and then yeah, I'll come. I'll follow everybody inside after that.
Be my guest.
Yeah.
She gets up and she walks over to one of the large, comfy chairs that's been sitting on the sand nearby, and she sits on it as it starts to float and make its way inside.
uh, before the others go inside, she's going to look at Morgan and Johni. Be like, all right, what do you two think?
I think that you should be careful when dealing with diviners on account of obvious reasons.
Well, yeah.
I also suspect that she's probably not wrong when she tells you that she's in a bad position if she doesn't pick up any allies if the others are pairing off the way she says.
Right.
So you've got a bit of leverage there.
Yeah.
She also seems to be forthcoming with information, so perhaps question how valid or correct that information is, but I didn't hear any
Well,
holes in what she said before.
right. I didn't either.
Johni, on the other hand, is like, I think she probably is the kind who is used to getting what she wants. She's very confident and she's playing the power game where she has enough tables for everybody, even though we didn't even know who we were bringing until we got here. So maybe she already knew where that entire conversation was going and we're just following a script for her. I don't really trust fortune tellers either. No offense to your boss.
No, it's okay. I mean that's probably why she doesn't tell me what her divinations and predictions and stuff are. So
Honestly, she likes to say that if you find something out, it'll change what happens. So,
yeah.
not sure how reliable anything that this one tells you about the future is, but at least she seemed to set her clock by when someone was going to show up and throw whatever that was at us.
Yeah. Ooh. And Morgan, would you be okay with talking to them at some point for the research stuff?
What, filling them in on the world that I slept through?
No, I mean like because they were talking about how like I mean they started talking about the fall of Camelot and stuff.
Oh, that. Yeah, I'd love to set the record straight on that one.
Yeah. Okay.
Give me a minute to tell anybody about Guinevere.
Ah, okay. So I'm gonna send a message to Annis. And maybe also one to Diana. I don't know. I gotta think about it. But is there, and she's gonna address the whole group this time. Is everyone okay staying here for a little bit before we need to move on?
I here to protect Boss Bear.
Yes. They're protecting. However, if these predictions are as accurate as she says, then Butcher attacking other locals is a problem. That needs to be addressed.
Okay, being human, I don't think Mishka would even know about the butcher. Or is that a role I'd need to make?
Just to be aware that the butcher exists.
Yeah, like have any idea about who or what the butcher is. Otherwise, he's just gonna
You
make
can
people explain.
do an Arcana check,
Ugh,
which will be fun, just to see if you've picked up on any like urban legends about him.
nope.
Nope,
Ooh,
you know that the butcher is possibly an associate of a baker and a candlestick maker, but beyond that, nothing's really coming to mind.
who is butcher? What is butcher?
Oh, so the butcher is, oh boy, the butcher is this guy who basically hunts down phantasmals for their part.
Gross.
Yeah, and then he just kind of stitches them onto himself.
Ugh, very gross.
Yeah, he's
Big threat.
he is a
Yes.
big threat. Like, I'm definitely not explaining this in a way that fully, gives you the magnitude of how bad of a guy this is, but
Your enemy.
yes. Then all you need to know is punch him.
Good, yes, I will make with the punching. What is this Einosh thing? Also big threat, also enemy.
Yeah, basically. It's a giant vampire tree.
Gross.
Yeah.
Make enemies of gross things, Boss Bear.
I mean, I didn't do it on purpose. There just happens to be gross big things in this world that just don't like me, apparently.
So they, gestures to the beach house, will be helping you fight with this butcher and this Einosh thing.
Yes.
So they are allies.
Currently, yes.
But eventually they will be fighting that druid lady and the centaur man.
Eventually, yes.
Temporarily allies.
Currently, yes. Yeah.
They are allies, many enemies.
Yes.
Many enemies for Mishka to punch. Good.
Yeah, I don't think Bjorn is okay with the idea of hearing this like divination lady say this cat town, like his locals are gonna get attacked. So he's just gonna be like, we might. He's like, no, like they gotta get evacuated.
Bjorn would know a little bit about um, the town because like cat people do come in from time to time.
Oh yeah, like these
So
are his locals. He's not okay with this.
So this butcher man attacking village of cats.
That's like a few people have said that threat has been made. But like I also think it's a trap. Because that means he'll be able to, like, if we went after that, he would very easily be able to, to find us. And I know he is also one of the masters in the Grail War.
Okay,
So,
and Bjorn just kind of looks at her, and my people just don't. Oh, I don't know. Evacuate at night. Leave, so no one goes. Waffle
I'm
House.
going to be completely honest. I don't understand what you just said.
I think he's saying we need to evacuate Cat Village as soon as possible, or maybe not us evacuate.
Yeah, I was going to say,
it needs to be evacuated.
He's like, I'm going to need to take Waffle House call. just get the kitchens ready.
Like, I mean, if somebody could warn them to evacuate, that would be a good idea. But we don't want to be seen in that village. Especially if he does actually attack it.
Is trap for your druid and centaur.
Yeah.
Not trapped for locals. Yes.
What?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. It's not trapped for locals. They know centaur
No.
and they know druid lady. Yes.
Right.
So I can go about my business, help my people.
Sure.
Excellent. Let me go call the big man. And he just like wanders off.
Is this reason for alliance?
The village getting attacked?
Yeah.
No.
No? Oh.
No. No, so Aiden, the centaur guy, made a deal with the butcher a while back. And basically in exchange for not attacking phantasmals or harming phantasmals, or basically he wasn't supposed to attack or harm phantasmals until he and Aiden fight in this Grail War. And one of them is defeated.
Ah.
So basically they can't, the butcher is currently in a position where he can't do anything. He can't really do anything. So they keep saying he's gonna attack the town, and like he personally can't, but his servant can.
Oh. Interesting.
And his servant is very, very fucking dangerous.
More dangerous than average servants?
I suppose she's capable of doing some pretty destructive things. She's capable of punching through people.
Ah. That is disturbing.
Yeah. She's also very angry. Fire hair. Screams a lot. That's all we really know about her. But she's dangerous, and basically he's one of the people we definitely don't want winning this Grail War.
So what question now?
What?
What question do we need to ask them?
I was mostly just gonna add, like,
why are we sticking around and not having the man take us back? The Jonas man.
I mean, I was gonna try and hash out more details about how this alliance is gonna work, but
Oh, Mishka
sorry.
punch if you need punching. Mishka wait if you need the waiting. He's just nodding. We'll wait out here for Bjorn to come back from his call.
Yeah,
Phone has not been working entirely. I'm not sure how he is calling.
Yeah, I don't know how he's calling either. Oh. But yeah, I was just gonna do a quick sending before I go in. That way, like, if I need to hash things out later, I will. But I have to do this first.
Okay.
And she'll be like, but I basically I would like some privacy while I do this.
Okay.
Which is why I'm hoping everybody goes inside.
Mishka will wait over here, and he walks far away. I cannot hear you from over here, I promise.
Okay.
Have bad perception.
Okay.
-1.
I don't know what that means.
That was out of character.
And I assume Morgan and Johni have given her the space she needs.
Yeah, they're fine. Like Johni is presently um, keeping an eye on the food that is being levitated in.
Oh no!
Very skeptical of this strange animated canned goods
Does she see some soup?
among it. Yes.
Oh no! Okay, so she's gonna take a second and then she's gonna reach out to Annis. Like, made contact with Lore, agreed to alliance against Butcher and Tree. Went over well. Do you need us to come back right now?
You have 3 words.
Boss that spit.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what she sends to Annis.
Oh. What time of day would it be?
Since they've left, it's only really been about half an hour. Like by design of how long you had once you got there.
Right.
So you probably have just settled into whichever room you picked at the hotel by this point.
Mm-hmm.
Take your
Well.
sleep in, and then you get a call.
Oh, well, that's good to hear. I don't think we need you back right away, unless you want to come back. If you need more information, feel free to stay. Bitch.
Rude, but also
Affectionate.
affectionate. Bitch, affectionate. Okay.
You're gonna send it yourself next.
I'm gonna send to myself. Actually, no, I'm not gonna send to Diana just yet. I'll save that for later. All right, yeah. So once that's done, she'll wave everybody back over and be like, "All right, they don't need us quite yet. So I am gonna fully take advantage of this food and this hospitality and hash this out a little more."
Mishka will wait out here for Little Bear. You go inside and enjoy food, Boss Bear.
Oh, but yeah, so she'll go inside. And look for Terrafina.
Yep. So inside, you see that obviously this is a very nice but sparse place, as it's still having stuff moved in. But they seem to have set up a sitting room first. And she's sitting there and has had chairs brought in, chairs and couches and whatnot, enough to seat your entire group as needed, but obviously you don't have to all come inside for that if you don't want to. She seems to be looking over that pad that she was writing on before, And then she sees you walk in, so she flips it and puts it back in her pocket. Hopefully your call went well, so to speak.
Yeah. We do have a little more time than I thought we did. Um, so if you want, we can hash out details of how this alliance is gonna work.
Of course.
And if Piers or Jonas want to join us at any point, they're more than welcome.
I have a feeling that Jonas will unfortunately be unpacking for a bit, but I'm sure Pierce would be happy to sit in.
Yeah.
Would you like any of your friends to be present as well?
Only if they want to be.
That's fair. She taps something into her phone, and then a moment later, Pierce comes in, and he's smiling. He sits down at another seat and waves over to you.
2 waves.
Bjorn comes back.
And then he says, like across over, so that was a thing, huh?
Yeah.
Never really get used to being able to just whip across the world quite like that, but still nice.
Yeah. Um.
Should be a bit before that weirdo gets here again. Hopefully with more
Yeah.
ourselves at least a day.
Great. Um. Yeah. So let's get this figured out. Um. And I am personally going to request that we jump over to Anderson Crew,
Sure.
mostly because I'm starting to lose my voice a little
Yeah, yeah,
bit.
yeah. We can jump over to
And
the other crew and roll out the rest of the session with that one so that we can
yeah,
determine where we're at for next time for what we do next.
yeah, and or
Well, we kind of, at the end of last session, we kind of covered that we were just gonna kind of bed down for the night. So, did Penelope? Does she think she's
oh,
staying there overnight, or?
Yes, I
Yeah, we kind of already sort of like we didn't role play any of it, but we kind of determined, Ennis was gonna go look for maps and get tourist information. Aiden went to the temple. Diana got a jacuzzi, I guess. The boys, I don't fucking know.
Stuff.
um,
yeah, like
Really
Ida
sure.
still has to talk to Morgan and do her checkup.
okay, so maybe they don't stay. I don't know. It's like
Unless they're staying overnight.
I mean, I don't want them to stay overnight.
Exactly.
Um,
So I will tell you that right now, Jonas is
uh-huh,
kind of busy getting all of that stuff inside, so that's going to take probably an hour or so.
Mm-hmm.
right.
That's plenty of time for you to do your talking out stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he will probably reach the point where he's free enough to taxi you back before the end of their rest, but he's probably going to take a short rest in there too. So we
Yeah,
can say that you're there for a while,
okay.
but it doesn't mean you have to be there for like a long rest overnight, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's also running on spell slots at this point. Like super gating is actually a thing, and it
Yeah.
takes a bit. Um, so we can allow some time to pass. If you're ultimately planning on coming back, the two of us can sort out the terms of that agreement at a time when
Yeah,
we're
that's
not
that's
burning
kind
your
of what
throat
I
out.
was
Yeah,
yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping is like
yeah,
we could just like hop over on Discord later and just like
yeah. We
hash
we
that
can
out.
Mm-hmm.
like we're not gonna. I promise they're not gonna stab you in a way that would affect the story. You will come up with your
Yeah.
decisions for how you want to do that, and that can move ahead accordingly. So we can jump ahead to the end of the long rest
Yeah.
for the main group, and we will have your group come back at some point while they are sleeping and just not wake them up. So,
Yeah.
Makes
um,
sense.
also, I'm going to use this as the opportunity to remind the cleric and the druid that they have to pick their spells for their underwater adventure day.
I
So,
already did.
Ooh.
hooray.
I'll double check 'cause I'm pretty sure it should be the same.
I will also note that for your underwater adventure, like Penelope group will not be going. So,
Yeah.
they will be
Yeah.
doing other stuff, which we will sort out later. But
Well, right, but okay, so they're staying behind in residual?
Well, they're also waiting on more people to contact them back
yeah,
about.
I'm sort of fudging it a little bit. You're gonna have another point of contact before that comes up. So,
Okay.
um, I just didn't want you to go through the entire process of planning on having like a, you know, 8 character, 10 character expedition in the underwater area when you're factoring in who
Mhm.
can breathe and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because like Penelope's still got to wait on responses and get everything coordinated, which is
Mhm.
why she's split off in the first place.
Mhm.
I'm assuming you put control water on your list.
I don't think I did actually.
I was like, we're
Um,
about to be in a lot of water.
but yeah, but if we're in a lot of water, it doesn't work all that. But I can take a look. No, I have to wait for about 20 minutes for my my list.
A cube up to 100 feet on a side.
Yeah, I was like, part water was the biggest thing, honestly.
I mean, that's a 20 by 20 by 20 cube.
I don't actually not have it.
I was like, I swear you've used it before.
I don't have control water. I have the creator destroy water. The
Control
water is
water
clear.
is cleric and some
Druid,
druid.
right.
Let me see
I
your
don't seem
stuff.
to have it on my list. What level is it?
It
Oh, yeah,
is
it's no, yeah,
level 4.
druid. Just druid, yeah.
I do not have it unless it's under a different name.
Let's see if it
Let me
was
see.
added later. Because that does happen
I have tidal
sometimes.
wave. I have wall of water.
I don't know why, but I felt like we had talked about it during the boat arc.
I mean, I mentioned wall of water. Tidal wave might be what you were thinking of.
Maybe. Can't remember.
I have create or destroy water.
Wondering if I failed to add them all there. Like, you should have it though. I might have just failed to drag it to your sheet. But yeah, it's definitely on the druid list, so you should have it. I'll add it right now. Not that you have to take it, but I'm going to add it so that you have it. It is now among the
I
spells
see.
listed for your level 4. Enjoy.
That's not what I meant to do.
Haha, take that.
There we go.
That'll teach that water monster what for.
Yeah,
Okay.
I figured what we could do because like
Like, okay, in the meta, I knew that Team Penelope was not going to be, even if they went with us to the temple, they weren't doing underwater stuff.
Yeah.
Annis does not know that.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Annis is
Um.
thinking either they're going to take long enough with their negotiations that we'll have to leave without them, or they'll come back and then we'll all go as a group.
So I think what'll. Okay. So how about this? We'll say that Penelope and crew have wrapped up what they're doing at Lore's new base,
Mm-hmm.
and then they head back and they join before everybody goes to bed for the night.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know there was actually a couple of things that I was hoping I could do before everybody went to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Um,
you'll be back pretty quick
yeah, but
because
it's
you
like I think at that point would be a good point to be like, hey, this is what's going to happen from here.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah,
Okay.
I think does that work?
It'd give Iden a chance to talk to Morgan too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. Like,
Uh,
if anything, can we take a 5-minute break?
yeah.
Yeah, that's totally
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, 'cause I need to get water.
Yeah, go for it. We shall take a break, everyone.
Ooh.
All right,
Pretend
putting up the
Rin.
Rin picture. Go.
Okay, there we go.
No longer muted. Back to fancy grounds.
All right, my social security number is.
That should be everything.
Yay. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to work out the details of that arrangement that
Oh, I don't.
Penelope is sorting out offline because contract negotiations are boring. But once that's together, we'll put it into a file and then we'll open it up on screen or something next time for anyone who wants to see what the terms are. Or we'll keep it a mystery. Who knows? Penelope betrays everyone. We have no idea.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
It's how I'm keeping mystery in the world, by keeping secrets.
My God. How is this always what happens? So
First,
yeah,
your
well,
sudden but inevitable betrayal.
Villain arc.
Penelope has sold you all out. You're now a gotcha game.
No. Am I at least a 5-star?
I mean, one version of you is a 5-star.
Is my summer alt at least hot?
Well, yeah.
Excuse you, all of your alts are hot.
Like, Annis gets to be the free summer servant if you complete the event. But also she has the 5-star that people have to pay money to get. Her summer version is the Pokemon sprite.
Uh,
But yeah,
yeah.
so they're doing that. And then they are getting a ride back after Jonas takes a short rest to recover some spell slots because they're working him like a dog. That works very
Fair
well.
enough.
Mishka eats like a mountain of food.
A mountain of food is provided.
So
And
I assume we're getting dropped off by the church again, or are we getting dropped off at
yeah,
the
you'll be
hotel?
dropped off by the church because that's the place where he knows to take you. Like,
Okay, cool.
yeah, so he will drop you off there. Um, no problem. And he will let you know that based on the terms of the agreement, they will be at the agreed upon time and place, which
Okay.
we will sort out later. um, hooray.
Hooray.
So yeah, you've made it to the church. You presumably coordinated with the others which hotel you were going to, so you can
Yep.
now go there with your entourage. Hooray! Oh,
As the
did you,
huh?
as part of the time here, did you let them sit down and talk to Morgan, or are you saving that as leverage for the future?
Um.
The lore people.
Oh.
Well,
You know what? Let's save it as leverage for the future.
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah,
that's fair.
baby.
I just thought I would check because that would impact the amount of time that this took.
Yeah, yeah.
It's totally fair. Okay. Well, in that case, you can get to the Four Seasons Residuum and get your assigned rooms. And with the power of your wonderful cursed gold, you book the rooms without issue. And then you can meet up with the group as appropriate, some of which are probably going to be settling in for a nap soon. We're going to say you got there before Aiden pieced out to go to the temple. So Aiden is also present. Hooray.
Woo.
Time is fun.
So that means he hasn't had the conversation with Kakavia yet.
No.
Correct.
Okay.
Time is fun.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like him and Morgan could be going back at that point. He has it, and she's there for it. You know, that doesn't.
Uh,
Hello?
Yep. So, group of people.
I was
They've
about to
all
say.
come in.
Hmm?
You are welcome to interact with your other
Ah.
characters as you see fit.
Okay. So
do the rooms basically just get added to the 5 that are already
Yeah.
book.
Yeah.
They do.
So now it's just a bigger cluster of rooms.
It
Cool.
just continues to grow additional rooms as needed.
I think Annis would be hanging out in like the common area, reading over those pamphlets, taking notes.
And I'll just say that Penelope does just eventually share the relevant information from that conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It is now common knowledge among the party
Mm-hmm.
that the Department of Lore has the rider servant, according to them.
Gotcha.
But that
Yeah.
the rider servant has not been seen, just that that is what you've been told they have.
Yeah.
You are aware that the Department of Botany is sending some servant after the Department of Lore, which is either the Saber or the Lancer. Based on the thing that you saw, you're probably leading Lancer, but you didn't get the best view of it because it's flying at you at high speeds as you were teleporting away.
Would it be, I guess, history for Annis to see if it rings any bells for her?
Yeah, you can do history.
It would help if I was. Nope.
Not much more than the group already figured out.
Yeah. I say yeah. Bjorn would have made sure to like describe like it does look like bone and it did look like a hook. If Iden and Enon could kind of just try to guess their heads at it.
Why not? I'll also ask off-screen invisible Cersei.
You can have them make a roll as well. Although, keeping in mind, they are only summoned with the knowledge that the Grail gives them.
Yeah.
She
So,
knows even.
apparently
Wow.
that means they roll
The curse.
threes.
That was Iden.
Yep. I'm struggling out here. Wow.
I was really hoping
Yeah.
that would also be a 3 just for the joke.
It would be
Rolls for
hilarious.
everyone.
Ooh.
No one is allowed to
They're
know
low.
things.
Oh, holy shit. Nope. Just the
This
first
is amazing.
one.
Yeah, as a group, you're all like, man, that's weird.
If you look in the tool section, you'll see something that looks like a 20 or D20. And you click on that.
Fun times.
I take it.
At some point during the evening, Diana's going to reach out to Nimue for a quick chat, but we can do that later, or we can.
Sure.
I
Yeah,
take it Penelope shares. Oh, sorry.
Like, we can cover some of the side character conversation. Like, I don't want to make like the whole session out of those or anything, but
Yeah.
understandably, some information. You've got some side stuff. Everyone's gonna have opportunities to talk to someone else about that if they want to between now and the next session. So.
Okay. Let's see. So now that Penelope has shared the information with everybody,
Yeah.
and I'm also just gonna lay out that she's told them I'm not gonna be able to come to the temple with you guys because I'm still waiting on answers.
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, there could be more masters that appear for. Yeah.
Yes.
And I've only heard from.
John.
Well, I guess technically I've heard from 3.
Well, yes, of course. We were right there. I'll be interested to see if Botany or the Einsburns reach out. It is troubling that they are aligned, but given the information we know about the goals, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
even if it's temporary, that's still more against the butcher.
Yeah.
That's true.
So let's see. There's
and Laura as well is willing to help us against Einosh as well. That is quite fortuitous.
Yeah, and then I think the thing about the Einosh stuff, and the servant that's there, like, apparently whoever this person is that is a lot like aligned with Anash is the person who took Lovisa's command.
I I felt
That
like
inf-
that was kind of yeah.
like if that information is to be trusted, then that's
Seems likely. There's not a whole lot of other people it could be,
Options.
now that we know that
Yeah.
there are two masters within Clock Tower and they're fighting each other.
right.
Unless it's some sort of rogue servant from outside the Grail War, but it's much more likely that it's whoever stole Luvius's command seals.
Yeah. So there a possibility of somebody that might reach out, but I doubt it. And then Umbra and Botany are the only other people I would need to hear from.
Right.
So
It is concerning that what did she say her name was? Serafina?
yeah,
That she also said something about the butcher attacking the cat village.
yeah,
I don't know what we could do other than try to get word to them to evacuate.
yeah.
Bjorn pipes up. I've already taken care of that.
Oh,
Yes, I've had the call with the big man in the back, so word will be spread. They will be evacuated.
Yes, but what about the next village? If we save them, he'll just move on to some other phantasmals and keep doing it until we give him what he wants.
I mean, you plan to face him anyways. Yes, I buy time.
yeah.
Well, that is better than doing nothing.
But yeah, so uh, sorry. Sorry, one of the cats is in the other room, like playing with a really loud toy, and we're just like, oh my god. Um, um, shit. Now I lost my train of thought.
So I suppose our plans aren't going to change. We just won't have you and the tall guys
Yeah.
with us at the temple, but
And then Johnny's gonna stay with me.
right, and Morgan too.
Morgan.
A smaller group might be for the best,
Yeah.
depending on what we end up needing to do to fix the temple.
I mean,
Although, in the bad future that we were told about, the Rider servant destroyed the remains of the tower that we now know is the remains of the temple of Eldath. I wonder what that means.
I don't know.
The Lord Apartment servant destroyed the southern temple of Eldath. I don't know. Strange.
I'm trying not to think too hard about
Yeah,
the stuff we were told in that.
that's fair. Well, seems like as good of an alliance as we can expect. They're clock tower, so we shouldn't trust them completely, especially if this lady is a divination person.
Diana pops her head out of her room. What? Clock tower?
You
Oh, you made it over to clock tower? Yeah. Or not the clock tower. My brain is toast.
yeah, like I just kind of looks over. Who was that? Annis saying not to trust the divination lady because she was into divination.
No,
Yeah.
because she was in clock tower.
Yeah.
Okay, because it said I was like, because the way it was said, I just kind of like looks over. It's like I do divination.
No,
Yes.
no. It's not because she
Yeah.
does divination.
Yeah.
It's because
Okay.
clock tower.
She's clock tower. There's nothing wrong with divination necessarily, but she's I don't know. Obviously, Jonas and Piers haven't done much to make us distrust them, and neither has this lady, but they're still clock tower, so we shouldn't trust them implicitly, tell them all our secrets, let them into our base all buddy, because eventually we are going to have to fight and defeat their servants in order to get to the end of this Grail War. So no hard feelings, hopefully.
Just kind of nods along.
Yeah. And Penelope is not going to share what their, what the clock tower group's, end goal stuff was.
Okay.
Well, then Jonas already said what it was, pretty much, when
Well, not
we
the
met
full
up.
extent that.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, that's fine. I was just like, if it's basics, it's like he kind of already said it, yeah.
As long as, I mean, we're going to have to take them out anyway, but as long as they don't have a wish that's like eugenics or the third magic or whatever the fuck the butch is going to ask for, because I don't think he's going to ask to fight a dragon.
Just from what I know, I feel like currently they're one of the masters that probably has one of the more ideal outcomes if they win.
And well, we don't know what the master aligned with Einash wants, but it's probably nothing good. So 3 against 4 then.
So much fertilizer.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how Botany spins it if they try and forge a deal.
Yeah. And I really hope Umbra reaches out, because even if they're aligned with the Botany one, I hope she at least remembers what we talked about before.
What we did for her family.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
I wonder if we can reason with her.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well,
although I did think it was kind of funny that so I was kind of curious about because Seraphina has the same name as my mom, which I thought was kind of funny. But it kind of that led me to a conversation with her that kind of, this is going to sound completely out of the blue. Do we remember what Felix's full name was?
Felicius Faber something Millennia. Don't know how I fucking knew that off the top of my head.
I'm kind of
I've written
impressed
it
you
down
remember
somewhere.
that. Yeah. It is Felicia's
Millennia,
favorite
sure.
Big Millennia, yeah.
That was a long time ago.
I'm pretty sure. I'm just saying this out loud so there's not silence, but
it was Felicius Faber Millennia.
Nice. Yeah. I'm checking my list of numbers in Penelope's phone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, are we thinking he's the one that's helping him with the network? Because that was my first thought. Because it can't be.
Oh yeah.
It can't be Catherine because she's
yeah.
ours.
I talking to her about her name led to this whole conversation about stuff, and I think Felix may be the one helping them with their network that they're trying to set up.
Oh, that makes sense.
But I even if he's not, I feel like they know each other, and I can't really. I would bet. I would bet on it.
The notes I have about him: wants to unify mages association, church, druids, and phantasmals. So we know he has connections with Clock Tower. And he's super good at tech, so that would make sense.
Bjorn's gonna pipe up because he absolutely heard her name, and y'all just said his name. He's like, I would take it they're probably related. Family, same last name, yes.
One of the last names, or one of her names. I wasn't going to say that out loud, but
I
you
mean, I will.
Bjorn.
Would Annis know much about big Millennia group. I feel like she did know a fair amount back then when we were talking to. They're a big, they're
Be
a
sure you
pretty big
got
family.
some information dump on them.
From what I understand, they're a pretty big family, so it's possible. It's not a very common last name.
Nope.
If a newbie wants to try to remember, because for you it was a while ago in game too, you can all roll history to see what you know about them.
That is nice.
I'll just say that I know what I know.
Uh-huh.
I was being vague on purpose.
Yeah.
Ah. Well,
Yeah, Bjorn was like siblings, last name shared? Question mark.
I unfortunately doesn't know about anything outside of the forest.
well, we know
Oh,
he's got connection. His group has connections in a lot of different places, so having connections with Clock Tower makes sense.
yeah.
It may or may not be him. If
I'll
he's
say-
here, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Hope he stays out of the line of fire. I like him.
Yeah, like I didn't talk to him, like, and that's
Mhm.
all he knows is from their talks.
Yeah. And it's accidentally stole erased his Pokemon. Hey.
Oh my god.
Villain arc.
On purpose. Well, so you're going to wait here for additional replies.
Yeah.
After that, what are you planning on doing?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, you know what will be.
It's gonna depend on.
Oh, would you have shown on the map the two places?
Yeah.
Well, the place where they are now is pretty close to the Northern Temple, and with any
Yeah.
luck, it won't take that long to go to the bottom of that lake and get that stone and start getting that temple fixed up, and then heading up to the north. Maybe we'll be there soon.
Yeah.
Make contact.
And obviously, if you guys run into any trouble with the stuff happening at the Southern Temple Lakes, just
Well, we've met Jonas, and obviously Aiden knows Piers pretty well, so very least he could get a message to them.
Yeah. Or I was about to say, get a message to me.
No, that too.
I was kind of hoping you guys would contact me to come and help if you did need it.
Well, I was thinking they'd be closer, probably.
At the Southern Temple?
No, at the Northern Temple.
Yeah, no, I was talking about the Southern Temple.
Right. Obviously, if we run into trouble, we'll.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. Okay, I've got a lot to think about. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and turn in for the night, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Anna shared whatever information she had gleaned from all of her research about the general Dream's End area too. At this point.
All right. So Penelope will go ahead and go back or go to whichever room she picked out with Johni because we already know that they're gonna be sharing a room.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything Annis or Ida want to do before?
I know I'd want to select Morgan. I feel like we should just let that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Aiden would ask if Morgan's okay for taking a checkup at the temple.
What exactly does this checkup entail?
He's got questions about her health. He wants to make sure she's healing proper. And then he also still has to talk to her in general that he made mention of way back when she first woke up. They will all be quick.
Fair enough. She checks with Penelope, make sure she's okay with Morgan wandering away for a bit, given her previous conversations with Penelope.
Like, if needed, he'll
I'm
also
sorry.
escort her
Sorry,
back.
Can you repeat?
Yeah, Morgan's just making sure that Penelope's okay with her wandering off to the temple with Iden for a little bit and then coming back.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Cool. She's trying to follow like the agreement of like letting you know where she's going. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
she'll give her the thumbs up and be like, just I don't know, let me know if anything happens or if you need me to come to you.
Will do.
Okay.
Okay.
Yay.
And
All
she
right.
will go with Iden to the temple.
And then fast forward the conversation with Kakavia.
Mhm.
But also now he has new information of potential way to deal with Einosh. So he'll get with Kakavia, I guess, on a more concrete plan for that later.
Yep.
Um,
You have a
and
little
then
more data than you did before.
yeah, and then he will go to, I guess, whatever room he would have been staying at and be like, all right, let's do a checkup. Yeah. Medicine check.
Go for it.
Oh, at 27.
As far as you can tell,
Does
based
she
on your
look like
knowledge of
she's
fairy physiology, she is doing well for someone who's been asleep for over 1,000 years.
okay? So she's gaining back like mana at a good rate. Like she looks a bit more stable.
So
Um,
what you're learning from her is that her her personal mana supply seems to be recovering just fine.
okay.
However,
The secondary
large
question.
feats like
Yeah,
what she did in that alternate timeline
yeah,
would
no.
have like she's capable of doing things like that, but it will take a long time for her to recover mana at the rate that she recovers it if she does that. If she's just going off of like her passive ability to convert the atmosphere into mana. She's capable
Gotcha.
of it.
Yeah,
It won't kill her, but it'll kind of drain her for a while.
yeah. Do not want that. Here's the big question: her shadow, is it now attached to her that she is awake, or is it still not there?
Her
That's
shadow is
something you
attached to
can.
her.
Okay. That was the biggest question I wanted to double check on.
Based on your what you were told about the other variation of all of this, her shadow only became uncontrollable when she was killed.
Gotcha. Well, it was also just kind of wandering around because she was put to sleep. So
Yes.
that was like it is attached now, right?
Yeah, if you ask her about it, she'll tell you that it was probably trying to keep her safe.
Gotcha.
And now that she's awake and can take care of herself, it is getting more in line.
Okay.
Also, she
Cool.
makes some offhand comment about Peter Pan, which is lost on Iden.
Absolutely lost on him. Yeah, because he hasn't really gotten in general to like talk to her. He's just like, are you able to still, are you able to contact Eldath and you both are okay?
Contacting Eldath, I've not really tried, but if you want, I can try to speak to her.
Oh no, no, no. I just meant like, now that you're awake and I know you both were affected, I wasn't sure if you both had gotten a chance to, you know, contact each other and check in.
Uh, Maybe it would be better to explain in a little more detail. So the relationship between Eldath and the Ladies of the Lake is the relationship between like a god or goddess in her case, and we are more, I guess, like we're fairies, but we're also in a lot of ways we're more like an archetypal force. So we coexist with her, but we have a lot of overlap. We're kind of like coworkers or distant siblings, depending on how you want to look at it.
I mean, she cares deeply. She definitely, it was more of a notion of familial,
It's a bit like if let's you obviously study religions
Hmm.
as a cleric. Um, are you familiar with the human pantheons, like the Norse pantheon, the Greek pantheon, the various pantheons of the region?
He's had to do a lot of studying recently on just pantheons overall because of the Grail War, so I would say yes.
Okay, so then you're probably familiar with the idea of, say, there's Greek mythology and then there's Roman mythology. And as I understand them, from what I've picked up, they have shared bases, but they have differences because one culture valued different things from another. And over time, one side gets Hercules, one side gets Heracles.
Mhm.
Um, the thing to understand with that is that if you were to go back and look through all of the world of mythology, as we understand it, both of them exist. Like Hercules could exist, Heracles could exist. They could actually meet each other in this strange world of the Throne of Heroes. Um, the way things work with Eldath and my sisters and I is that we govern the lake as we can, past, present, and future. And in the world of the humans and their mythology, we are fairies. And our own world, we are, I guess, also fairies, but our role is a bit different. They consolidate us into one or more beings because they're messy. Therefore, we are one or more beings. Um, at times we sync up, at other times we're separate. Eldath is from a different belief structure, but there is a connection. Like we do not routinely speak with her, but there's a path there. There are overlaps in our worlds and in our existences. There are times where Eldath will speak out to you, and in a strange way, like her words can come through us, or our words can come through her. I would not be surprised if some of the followers of Eldath have whispered words into their waters that we have repeated to her to make sure she can hear them. And there are other times where she has brought us word that our followers have given to us. But in terms of sitting down and having a conversation, I've not really had much of an opportunity to do that yet. Perhaps before I leave, I'll take a moment and see how she's doing.
Well, she is happy. I can definitely tell that you're safe. I am too. I'm
It's
glad you're
pleasant to
awake.
see a world where she still has followers.
Agreed. It's a beautiful temple. Um, but beyond that, I did want to ask a question. You have like a tie to the dreams, right?
I have a limited tie to the dreams. You could say that I spent a fair amount of time in dreams, but also, yes, there's a certain connection between
Does it
the past, which influences dreams, and myself.
does it take a lot of energy to touch dreams, show things through dreams, like connect people? Because if it does, I will not ask. But if it's something feasible that doesn't require a lot of your energy, I did need to ask a question.
Are you referring to walking between the dreams of others or merging dreams?
Merging dreams.
That is not an area of my personal expertise, but it's definitely something that's possible, albeit dangerous. Um, connecting dreams can lead to unpredictable results as more than one mind is directing it. but can be done.
Well, maybe let me reword this. Connecting them so they see one thing that you show them, not multiple dreams.
So you're talking about essentially intruding into dreams and presenting a message
A
or an
vision, a
experience.
message. Yes, an experience.
That is certainly possible. It's similar to what you use for sending, um, but sending a
Sending
dream is
many
difficult.
messages. Yeah. That's why I wasn't sure if it was something you were versed in, something that's even possible.
I don't think it's something that I'm particularly talented with, but I think you might know someone who is. Should perhaps speak to Penelope, the other employer.
What? You say other, because Vivian's her first employer.
Well, business partner. I don't know what it works. I don't have the neat benefit that all of these servants have of getting to peek into the brains of the people they're connected to. Um, I don't know what the woman who's currently embodying the ruler, like the dead apostle one who
Ah,
can send
oh,
people into dreams.
Lucretia. You know,
Yes, her.
I
That she can
didn't
do
think
that.
she could en masse. You have a point.
Oh wait, en masse, how many dreams are you planning on doing that for?
As many as possible.
That is something she would have to tell you how to do because mass shared dreams is well beyond what I do.
Okay, I just wasn't sure if that was something within your scope being, dreams. But would you be able to just see one person's mind?
Are you looking to intrude on someone's dreams?
I, I just want to make sure they're okay.
She kind of steeples her hands a bit in front of you. Whose dreams are you looking to check in on?
His name is Clover. I mean, I don't have to. It's fine. I just he's a rock currently, and we gotta take care of Einosh. And the one time I tried to make sure he was okay, I blanked out. Out of character. I can't remember if he remembers the right before or he just loses that whole gap. Like,
He remembers approaching it and nothing that happened after he approached it except what the
okay.
others filled him in on.
Yeah, and I don't think they filled him in on a lot, honestly. I think they kind of avoided that. Um, so he's just kind of like, I don't know, like I was there. I could see him and I don't know if he was assured or not. I don't know.
If you wish to send something to his mind, I would recommend speaking with Lucretia for that. The dead apostle that she is connected to, as I understand it, is the entity behind dreams and nightmares.
Gotcha. Yeah, I knew she could peer in. I thought it was more like memories, not just dreams. So that changes things entirely. Um, Otherwise, I mean, hey, your health looks great and shadows attached. And as long as you don't do anything, strenuous, you should be fine. No battles, you know, keep safe.
I have a feeling there will be some battles, but I will do
I
my
mean,
best not to be harmed.
yeah,
I didn't sleep this long just to get taken out.
yeah. That's not something I think any of us want. I would hope, once this war is over, we can actually talk, properly, more than just tactics and making sure people are safe.
I've certainly got a bit to catch up on.
Yeah. And I'm really glad I had this moment to talk to you and gain some insight. So thank you.
Of course.
Like, I'll walk you back. So I don't want you to not have extra, I guess, hands, hooves to lead the way, or you probably can lead it better than I can. I'm still learning this city.
I think I'll be all right, but if you wish, you may travel where you wish.
Yeah, he'll just that way, so Penelope knows that she didn't come like solo. He will drop her off.
Okay. Yeah, you don't run into many issues on your walk back. A few people asking for money that she glares at who stop asking for money and move about their business.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So I guess that means that we're at the part now where I think everyone's pre-sleep activities are resolved,
Um,
Mm-hmm.
or at
and
least the stuff that we're going to do on camera, so to speak. But
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Diana's still got to reach out to Nimue, but
yeah, we can.
oh, she was gonna see if Belle was around.
That's up to Belle.
Is Belle around?
I mean, yeah, she is in a hot tub if there's a hot tub.
Yeah, she's like, I'm about to go use the hot tub. You want to use the hot tub?
She's already in the hot tub.
Oh my god. She's like, all
Listen,
right,
an offer was made. She heard it. She's in it.
all right, all right. Yeah.
It's gonna be a conversation or just hot two bros.
Two bros chilling in a hot tub. Um, yeah, she mostly just wants to talk to Belle about how things went the previous night
Fair.
after Belle left. After Belle left the room and Diana went to sleep
Ah,
and had the dream where Annis was arm wrestling both boys.
that was so long ago. I bet it was only the previous night in game. Jesus.
Yeah, time is fun. Okay. So,
But oh, actually, hold on. That does remind me of a question she wanted to ask her. She wanted to ask her if actually, yeah, she wanted to ask her if she wanted to try the because the previous night she had been talking about, oh yeah, we could try the not the polymorph, but because I know it's something they wanted to try before actually attempting to do anything with Diana visiting the reverse side. I am not making sense. I'm sorry.
you mean trying to turn her into something else?
Yeah.
I mean, if she wants to try, she can try.
Yeah.
But what does she want to be?
I mean, she wants to try and see if they can do what they were talking about, where she turns her into a fairy.
Boop, boop, boo. Checking that ability list. Pretty sure she can. Gotta read up on it.
Yeah, she's like, it's like it doesn't even have to be for the full hour. After what happened last night, I want to see if this is actually something I can look forward to actually trying.
Yeah, just let me consult something. 'cause I want to have a picture. Oh wow, there's a lot of weird stuff in here. That's fun.
That's never something you want to hear somebody say.
Wait, does that have a picture? Please have a picture. Okay, we're not doing that. I'm looking over the fairy list that I have because I got a bunch of downloads.
Oh,
And one of
geez.
the things that I found is called the fragrant one,
No! What?
which is something.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna share the picture because it's funny, but this is not a thing that's happening. I think it's funny.
Oh yeah, turn into that. That'll go over
Isn't she
well.
lovely?
She's beautiful. I love her.
Would you love me if I were a fragrant one?
Yes. Yes.
Basically, she's hoping for something that will just look as close to what she currently looks like as possible. Whatever is in the realm of possibility.
Yep.
Uh, and I could be wrong, but I don't think she looks like a fragrant one.
Most likely not.
No.
I don't know.
Oh my god. Fired.
Look at those big blue eyes.
No. Absolutely not.
Look at that pizzazz.
No.
The look of disdain and an exact Diana replica.
Oh my god, no.
I'm kidding, I'm kidding. But that is
Poor
a
Diana.
perfect Diana look of disdain, real
No,
talk.
it's not. It is not.
The judgment.
That that is not the judgment face.
I'm just looking for something that's fun. Because she doesn't want to be mean. I've never heard of so many of these things. That's kind of funny. Uh, okay. So she's going to temporarily um, ask a question of Annis psychically.
Okay.
Oh no.
And she's going to say, hey, do you mind if I cast a spell?
Oh yeah. So it take mana, yeah.
What kind of spell?
A big one.
Oh no.
How big?
It makes something big small.
Will I recover it if I sleep?
Eventually.
Oh no. No, and
Will
right
I
before
have it back by tomorrow when we need to do this big underwater thing?
Eh,
I would prefer that you do not do that then.
fair enough. So she's gonna then turn back to Diana and she's gonna say, it's It's a bit much, but I can do it. I just need permission. So you might have to, you know, wait for a time when we've got a little bit more. But here's what it would look like, and then she makes a little illusion for you.
And it's the fragrant one. No.
Oh, it's a little
Aw.
pixie.
Oh,
She goes, oh, that's cute.
Would you even
They're-
be able to?
That's so tiny, though. Oh my
There-
goodness, that's tiny.
There's a few options, but I thought you'd like that one.
It's cute.
more Nimue to hug.
You stop that.
A pixie's 1 foot tall, by the way.
It's so tiny.
Exactly.
It's somebody's fetish.
Oh my god.
I mean, that is undeniably true, but honestly, if I really wanted to give you the most options, I could probably just turn you into a changeling, and then you could be whatever you want.
Yeah, that might be an option.
You could even just look like you.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like an option. Ugh. I guess I'll keep thinking of things.
Tell you what, when we're back at the base for a while, I can probably pull that off a bit easier. Just some things are easier at home.
Yeah. Or maybe I can actually convince Nimue to come over here.
She does seem impulsive.
Yeah, but this was one of the few times where I've ever actually seen her, like, hesitate.
Well,
Doesn't happen often.
well, you'll get her eventually. Persistence. Wear them down, even if it takes a decade.
It already has.
Same.
I'm nothing if not persistent.
It's a good trait.
Yeah. Well, we'll try another time. Um. In the meantime, I hate to kick you out, but it's gonna be a night.
Understandable. Well, rest up.
I'll try.
And with that, she departs. And then everyone who wants to sleep goes to sleep.
Hooray!
Woo!
Rest for everyone.
Dream
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. Annis
Yeah.
is going to her room alone. No, with Hemlock. With Hemlock.
I was like, how late is it?
At present, it's like 7 p.m. You guys kind of
Yeah.
threw off your schedule a bit with all of your crazy up all night antics.
That's
Say
yeah.
if they're nearby, like I'm just saying it so it's like on screen / off screen. Like Aiden would stop by to ask Lucretia those questions, and then he would go to sleep afterwards. Yeah,
To go ask her about.
about the dream stuff. Yeah, if it's
Yeah,
only
I'll
4
message you
p.m.
her responses to that.
Yeah. Like, and then he sleep.
Yay, sleep for all.
Mishka goes to his room alone.
He doesn't
Oh.
want to share a room with Bjorn. I'm
Everyone
joking.
else.
Oh my god.
Is Bjorn staying there?
Bjorn's
Or
got
the
a
next-
Waffle House to attend to. That's just 24 hours.
God.
He's left Gregor there all day. He's like, I'll see y'all in the morning. He just walks out, he flops his apron back on that was like just folded down, is like, boom, goes to shift.
Does he ever sleep?
That is a good question. Does he?
Don't know. That's why I just asked.
We're asking you. He's you.
I'm sure he sleeps in the back somewhere. You'll probably find him like under the table.
Oh my god.
He's a
Waffle House
dedicated
gremlin.
worker.
Yeah.
A little too dedicated.
All right. I'm going to
Well-
advance the game clock. Are you going to go during the day or at night?
What assume we are sleeping through the night so we can leave in the day?
Sleeping through the night and going in the morning, yeah.
Yeah.
I will move it up to dawn then.
Okay. Dream rolls.
You can roll for them, but we will explore what they are next time because it is late.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So scared to roll.
Where's
these.
my
Good.
D100s?
Nat 20.
You're all cowards. You're afraid of D100s.
Oh wait, did I
D100?
need to Oh, sorry, it is the D100. Hold on.
Oh yeah, shit.
Oh, I forgot. Okay.
Oh,
You
that
used up all those good D20 rolls.
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
Did you roll a 9?
Wait.
Can I add my 20 onto that, please and thank you?
No.
And then,
Ah.
I rolled an 8. What is wrong with you?
damn. Mishka's sleeping well. Annis is sleeping average.
Fucking
Ooh,
awesome for
Penelope.
Bjorn.
I guess Bjorn is.
He's
sleeping.
working. He's just working. What is
All right. I'm
He's
going to
dreaming of
screen cap those so that we can open with those as part of the recap next time because that'll be fun.
Oh
It's
god.
like,
Oh,
I don't know.
Diana.
Diana might have another visitor.
With a 9?
If she has a visitor, the rolls don't
That's
count.
fair. I mean, any of us might have a visitor.
Yeah.
All right.
Dang it, Morgan. What are you doing back in my dreams?
Look, Morgan gets her own dreams. You leave her alone. There we go. For future reference, there's your numbers. Something to think about for later. Good times.
Mishka's having a great time.
Excellent.
Mishka. Okay. Aiden and Diana have last names. I'm like, is Mishka like the only one with a last name? No.
Oh, it's just not on there, yeah. Well, because his name is on the thing, on the top part.
I don't know why it does that.
It's on there. You can barely see it. It's just dark.
Yeah. We'll get it. At any rate, yeah, so you will successfully sleep. Group's gonna split up when you wake up. And one group is gonna go do the water stuff. And the other one, I'll preview who you find. Because I did say that someone was gonna show up.
Different water stuff.
Yeah, so
Which one was the hotel?
after the primary group leaves, and I say primary, like the master group leaves, the diplomacy group presumably goes to the church where you expect to find people. You do
Yeah.
find a people.
A people.
It's team violence and team diplomacy.
It's a
Hey!
people.
Hey!
We're gonna steal
Wait,
her.
2 people.
Is it the wolf?
Yeah, she's there with her wolf.
Yeah.
Ilya is
Oh,
with
cool.
her. Yeah.
Ilya, yeah,
Rebecca
thank
and
you.
Ilya, but not another additional person.
Nope. She is there.
You know
And
that Penelope is running full tilt.
yeah.
Just like.
But this is after the groups.
Yeah, this is after they split up.
You better steal her.
Got to do your side quest. This is your recruitment mission. All right. It is super late, so we're going to wrap up though. So good night, the internet.
Good night.
Yay!
Good night, random chat bot who's trying to sell me followers or something
Yeah.
that I missed like an hour ago. Whatever. Yeah. Good night, stream. We will see you in the future.
Yeah.